Hello and welcome back, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3, friends of the channel and newcomers alike. We are here once again with King Ordgar the Good of Cornwall and Wales. We're going to start today with a little bit of family focus. We're going to try to get through it pretty fast though. New look for Prince Ricket. You may not like it better than the old one, but I certainly do. So it's my game. This is how he looks now. He's got a nice mustache. Kind of trying to go for that old Celtic warrior mustache tradition, but he doesn't quite get it, so he's not quite pulling it off. Also, we gave him a haircut that is a little bit less open in the back, you know. He's maturing now. His lovely wife here is irritable, but as mentioned in the last episode, they got the soulmates outcome, which is pretty hilarious because I don't think they would have ever been able to achieve that based on their personality traits if it had been through romance schemes. But you know, through a grand wedding, miracles can happen. Then we have Danelaw here with his new wife. He is actually still up here. You can see that his troops are greatly diminished. He's still up here trying to help his ally vaguely in the war. It's pretty hopeless though. I mean, there's like a hidden stack behind the thing here, so it's hard to tell, but it's just not a war that I can win for them, and it's their fault anyway for betraying me and not joining me in battle when I tried to save their capital from a siege. Hopefully he can recover before his vassals decide to cause trouble for him. That's not something I can really fix for him though, so good luck. We have a young new duke here. Yeah, things are a little bit wild here up in Wales. Interestingly enough, he's the child of the guy who used to just be like a count in here, because I'm pretty sure the guy I put in charge died without an heir. So both of those two poor guys, the twins, died pretty young. Don't actually know how he died, and we're supposed to be talking about our family, and those guys aren't related to us in any way. We're just gonna bring Princess Edelfled home because, yeah, she can't stay here because this dude will probably eventually decide to marry her to someone at random, which he has no right to do. He can go and, die for all I care. Can't believe he would screw with our family like that, divorcing her for no reason. Leofith and his wife are doing okay. As I think I mentioned last time, they are living in Zealand here, her territory. It's good to see them doing well. Good to see them doing well. Hopefully we can solve his lack of lands and titles problem soon. Akev is 16. As I mentioned last episode, she failed her education. I don't think that was Ordgar's fault. As the person who manages this game, I'm taking that on me. I missed the fact that her guardian died. Her guardian died and I did not replace him. And that's why her education ended up foiled. It's completely my fault. Ordgar would have noticed, but I, the human who plays the game, didn't. We have Prince Gosselin here, the perfect monk. He is, I think, very happy with his future outcomes. I think he's glad for it. He seems to be. He jumped right on top of becoming a monk when I asked him, so that's good. I'm glad that he lives in my capital. It's a perfect place for him. Don't want him out wandering the world when he can just stay home and be a monk in the comfort of his father's house. And then we have young Cerneu here. Cerneu is also curious. She's curious. You know, I, for some reason, thought she was pensive and called her pensive several times, but she's actually curious, which makes her much more like Danelaw was when he was young than she is like our pensive Gosselin here. That's okay though. All comes out to the same in the end. She is doing a learning education, and I am acting as her guardian myself. Now we need to discuss what we're going to do about marriages for the young ladies. She's actually going to be the hardest one. Let's just unpause just to get her home. Let's just get her home. There we go. And now we'll deal with these weddings. So for Princess Perenay, I'm actually thinking of marrying her to Lotharingia. I was looking around. He seems like a suitable choice for her. They're around about the same age. Sort this by age will help me find her faster. And I know I already have an alliance to Lotharingia, but that alliance is a little... I don't want to use the word tenuous, but I will say it won't be able to be negotiated by Rickett when he takes over, because it's like between his sister, right? It's Leofith's wife, so we'll just make this more direct. I think it's a good connection. Plus, he's already helped us out in some of our past wars, so we can expect some consistency here. I was thinking, just to show the world that it's not actually the Norse we hate, it's actually their horrid human sacrificing religion, that we might just marry Ekev to this kid. You know, they've got lots of territory. He'll get something, you know, he'll have some place to take her to. And it gets us a strong alliance with the Kingdom of Denmark, which is the only Catholic Norse kingdom right now. And it will allow us to call them in against the Danelaw, which I think is I think it's good for the reputation of both places. It lets people know that I'm not out here against them as a people, and it also lets the world know that they are truly dedicated to being Catholic. So we're going to throw that. Arrange that marriage, I think, is perfectly suitable. And then we have the big problem. Ediflaid. It is actually becoming harder to find her anyone. If we look at her find spouse choices here and we sort by alliance power, there's actually not a lot going on. We don't want to marry her to a child because she's already an adult, and that may make it hard for them to have children. And if we look at these choices, the strongest allies that she can take are all people who, they're not great in one way or another. These two are probably too old. This 16-year-old is literally insane. The 18-year-old, Archon Rudolph of Savoy, is okay. He's a hunchback. But that's not too bad. It's not too bad. In fact, he's the one that strikes me as the most likely. This Rich Win here is a dwarf. We do have this guy, but I don't know that that's strong enough alliance. Like, this guy is a much not that stronger. Where is he actually located? They will let me do it matrilineally, but I don't really see a reason to do that. I mean, we could. But she's been having bad luck. Where is this guy? He is in England, which means he'll probably end up being my vassal eventually. I mean, I have no specific aims at taking over England, except, you know, yeah, that's a thing, right? That's a thing. Do we want to do this? Or do we want to do... So these are the ones who will take her matrilineally. I don't know that it needs to be matrilineally, though. This guy also seems like he might be a good choice. It's a lot further away, though. What else do we got in here? Got this Anglo-Saxon guy. Where's he? 37. He's down there in literally the middle of Europe. He's not terribly weak. I think we go with this. He's content. He's stubborn. He's calm. He's a strong kid. Probably less likely to cause trouble for her. He is not his father's heir. But that's fine. Oh, jeez. What is wrong with you? Nothing. That's just how you look. I'm sorry. Let's He will inherit one earldom. That's very small. Feels like that's below her station, but we're not finding anybody else for her. I can take a more close look. Most of the heirs in Europe, we could see if we'll see if they could do this. So this restores our alliance with Aquitaine and actually makes it stronger. He's not mad. I think I understand why. It's because there's nothing we could really do for him in that war. They did end up losing it. That's not surprising at all. But they're still quite strong. Thing is, he's landed. Because he's landed, this marriage will not get us an alliance with his father. And it's not his father, it's his brother, which means it's not actually that good because he's only going to be, actually, it's interesting. He's a kid, though. The problem is he's young. If he was married to this woman and he was older and he's gonna get remarried when she dies, is the thing. And then he'll have a son and then it'll ruin the whole thing. This is not a good match. It only appeared to be superficially. What about Leon? Well, he's 15. Do we want to try again down here? Want to try again down here? Give it one more shot? Obviously he won't, because want to give it one more shot to have her become queen down in Spain? I just don't know what there's just not a lot of good choices for her. We're gonna have to select somebody specifically. He is the heir. That's probably not gonna change. I mean, it can't change unless he dies. Do we do it? Do we send her down to Spain one more time? Let's do it. Hopefully this one will not abandon her. Ugh, his traits are awful though. Maybe that was a mistake. He looks like he's more likely to abandon her than the other guy was. Alright, well, you win some and you lose some. Hopefully this works out for her. I hope so. I really hope so, because I don't really know what else to do for her. Maybe this guy could conquer Navarra and put him in his place. You know? Maybe that'll make things better. I'm not sure that was the best choice at all, but it's what we're doing. All right. So we unpaused without going to the hunt. No, we can't make it on time. That's so annoying. I really wanted to go to this hunt. Damn it. All right, such a sweet act. So she is going to be compassionate. Okay. I don't actually have a problem with compassionate. I know a lot of people do, but I don't really have a problem with compassionate. I think the piety way more than makes up for its negatives. Yeah, it can give you some stress problems if you're playing a compassionate character, but it's just another thing to play around. A lot of these traits give you a lot of stress problems if you don't play around them, if you don't actually consider them. And, you know, it's fine. She can do that. I can't believe I missed this. Can't believe I missed this. All right. So since we did miss that, we're going to go on our pilgrimage immediately. I'm going to go on a worldly pilgrimage. I'm going to go to Canterbury, and the reason for this is we're basically going to assert our dominance over the region. We're basically going to them and telling them that they need to accept the new status quo because literally everybody else does. And also just to be present in our new domain at its most famous location. Now that we have Canterbury and soon, other buildings of significance, and we also have Stonehenge here, we are definitely a place that people go to when looking for learning and a religion. So yeah, I don't think this... we could make this a bit more of an interesting trip if we go up and we visit the capital of our enemy. All right, I think that's good. I think that's a good little pilgrimage there. Yeah, I don't really need to take extra people with me because this is more of a bureaucratic event than it is an actual pilgrimage. Could make it circumspect to represent me, like traveling through these lands to gain knowledge about them. But no, I think this is fine. And let's go. Let's get out there. While he's walking, we're gonna do the usual thing we gotta do, which is we're gonna go over our knights. Kick out the people who aren't good enough. Ooh, of travels to come. Tell me my future, wise one. So we are superstitious, so we almost always do this. Another bad omen. That's fine. Wait. What's going on, guys? What do you think? What do you think you're doing up here? You think that just because it's on the far end of my territory that you can raid willy-nilly without consequences? Well, I'll have you know that that is just simply an absurd proposition. Okay, we saw a runestone. The countryside of North Riding is known to be littered with runestones, towering monoliths etched with written records of events both legendary and historical. In our travels, we encounter a particularly grandiose runestone adorned with complex patterns and what is no doubt a legend written in a language I cannot understand. Perhaps, with time and patience, I could decipher the meaning. I'll give it a try. Learning lifestyle experience. Per se, this should be torn down. I don't have time for this. I'm gonna give it a try. Alright, we failed to figure it out. That's fine. It's their culture is barbaric anyway. It's not that there's a problem with us, it's that their writing is... It's not a problem with us, it's a problem with the nature of their writing. We are perfectly learned people. And if we can't figure it out, nobody can. Oh, who's getting married? Absolutely, they can get married. Good. You can ask for money from the Pope, which will really help out. I don't want to imprison her. I want to pardon her, but I accidentally cleared it, so we'll just do that. She's going to be gone soon anyway, but it's fine. Should check for more knights in a second. Come down and back around, exploring enemy territory a little bit, you know? Something that a wise king would do. Alright, let's just pause this for a second so that we can remember to get rid of this before it starts costing us money we can't afford. And let's do our pilgrimage. So we are here on a worldly pilgrimage. We are here for bureaucratic reasons. We are not here for too much religion. I mean, we're gonna do religion. Okay, so this is the triple your money event. I would love to take this. It is not only going to make me more worldly, but it also make me a bunch of money, and I can't afford it, so it's a good idea. We have also gotten another learning perk, which is good. Once we get scholar, we're going to diplomatic. I think I mentioned that. We're going to head down family hierarch because of the family focus of his time as a leader. He's 50 years old. I think in a previous episode I mentioned he was in his 50s already, but no, that literally just happened. He just hit 50 now. All right. The echo of my own footsteps is the only sound in the church. I am alone. The last thing I remember from the outside world is the face of those beggars near the gates. The blue sky. So distant now. Could pray. We could examine the arches, which could give us a point of learning. Makes it more worldly, and definitely I think is what we're going to do. I think that's correct for this style of pilgrimage. Doing pretty good so far, I think. This will give us the piety we need to declare our war in the north, which is great. Just as a note, I'm gonna have to do some chicanery with the way the game works in order to make it work out. You'll see why when it happens. But it's a bit of a surprise what's gonna happen. This gives us a chance to get diplomacy or nothing. It makes it more worldly, gives us local experts. So we're gonna do this. So we're gonna try to learn the book by heart. No diplomacy point. That's okay. It's okay. It's a rare outcome anyway. Our acceptance with Anglo-Saxons has gone up. Kent, it has been an honor. So at least we got level 1, which gives us plenty of piety for the war that's coming. That is plenty. It's all we really need. And we can now head back home. Just looking at Oxford here. I think we're almost at 16. Almost at 16. So it's going pretty well. All right. Traveling through. So this guy has gotten sick. We can let him rest, which is extra time. I think I know the cure gives me learning experience, doesn't it? No. It does make us friends, or closer to being friends if I succeed. I get the doctor to do it, which just literally straight out works, which I think we're going to do. Since she happens to be with us, we may as well make use of her services. It is the stew. The infamous stew. No. No. We have consistently chosen not to eat the weird stew, so I feel like we might as well just continue on that path and not eat the weird stew. Alright, so let us sell those exotic wares for a massive 420 gold, which is huge. Huge. So let's just look. So Devon is building a city here on the hill, which I think is amazing, and I've been hoping to do for a long time. I'm glad we can finally build cities. We're gonna upgrade the forestry here. Which one of these should we upgrade? I think we'll do the wooden barracks. Which one's cheaper? They're about the same. This gives mixed benefit. This gives 20 damage. This gives 10. Let's upgrade you. Yeah, let's upgrade you. Then we need to save the rest of our money for stuff that's going to happen after the war. Because there's going to be a lot of things that have to happen after the war. So yeah, I think there's no point in really waiting. Let's see how the war looks on this screen. Going to be doing a holy war for kingdom for the Danelaw. These guys might join. That's only 28. It's like, how much is he when he's full? 300, so they're not even adding an extra 1,000, which put him at 7,000. Okay. One of his allies is redundant. He has the Queen of Denmark, just like me, so if he gets the Queen of Denmark, this will be less good for us, but if we get the Queen of Denmark, then it'll basically be over, because as I've mentioned many times, the game is just like that. Not much I can really say. We're just gonna do it. There's no point in waiting. Just Holy War for Kingdom. There we are. And then we're gonna call in all of our allies. Hopefully you're you treat our son properly. Okay. We're not gonna call in Alba because they are in a pretty bad position. Instead, we're going to spend some of our renown to call in... Oh, there was something I wanted to do down here. I'm going to do that now. Well, we're on pause here. So, his grandson is unmarried, and because we're part of the same dynasty... Oh, I gotta wait. And I think we're going to just control-click there. I do want to do this fast with him because I don't want to lose the opportunity because it will be lost. Pretty sure. Oh, because it's still set to adult. All. We go by age. He's 3. Now, if we go to our granddaughter, the fairy granddaughter, right here, he will actually accept that as a matrilineal marriage. Which means our family, our house will take over Brittany in a couple of generations. I don't normally do this. Do we want to do this? No, I'm not going to break my rule. I am going to make this marriage happen because I think it's a good marriage for us in the future, but I'm not going to break my rule about making it matrilineal. They can keep their house name. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, which side is... Oh, they got the Holy Order. Don't know how strong that is. Best way to check is here. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Still don't know who she comes out on the side of. Of course, Nuno, and she came out on our side, which basically means this war is over for him. Yeah, this war is pretty over for him. He's not going to be able to muster more troops than I have myself personally. We're going to immediately try to just siege our way through. Most likely, he's going to try to attack down in the south, and hopefully our allies will manage him in the south. I think it's time to give Wilfredo a try at this job. He's very good at it. As they start coming in. I mean, we're not going to have too much trouble anyway, so there's that. I mean, our personal military literally covers his entire army. Like, this is not the right war. That's the war in the north. It's this war. I was going to say, why are we already losing? What's happening? Who's making us lose already? That can't be a thing that's true. Can't be. I'm just checking to see if the Danelaw is actually involved with this war. It's not. I was going to say, we could maybe help him by accident. So down here someplace, they're sieging us. Okay. I would like for them to break the siege in the south, but that's not going to happen. So I could, like, split off besiegers up here. And then take this. Don't know if I like that. Don't know if I like that better. Yeah, we'll do that. That's expensive, but we'll do it. I think it's the right decision. I'm perfectly fine with my allies reinforcing my besiegers while I come down here and clean this mess up. No problem with that at all. In fact, it's pretty good. He has realized we're coming and is trying to flee us. That makes sense. I would too. Let's see what he's gonna do. Why do you think that's even? So we're gonna just wait for these guys to join us because they think that's even, and I want nothing to do with it if it's even. But once it's clear these guys are gonna come in, you guys gonna come in? You're gonna come in. All right, so we're gonna start this fight even though it thinks it's even. Hopefully they join us fast enough to make that. Yeah. Okay, they are overwhelmed. Okay, one of our knights has been wounded. One of our knights was maimed. That sucks. We have captured this guy. Is he the heir? He's the heir. So we've captured his heir. That should make this war a whole lot faster. Let's start a siege down here in the south. Right, he's started a new alliance. They're gonna... These guys are just gonna, I don't know, land right on top of us for no reason. That's good for them, I guess. It's not good for them. That's bad for them. I don't know why you would have landed your raiders right in the middle of our war, but hey, if that's what you think will make the war happen, yeah, it's not good. All right. Yep. So they're going to attack here because they are strong enough to make that worthwhile for them. Kinda sucks for us, but... Oh, no, they aren't. Oh, yes, they are. Yeah, they are. So we're going to... Are they going to catch them? Yeah, there's no escaping. So we might as well just hold there and get vengeance. That sucks, though. They didn't wipe us, which is good. I was kind of afraid that would happen, but no, they didn't. So she's patient now, so that's two good traits working together. Are you coming, or are you gonna stop there? Because if you're gonna stop there, it's gonna be annoying. You're not gonna stop there. Okay, good. Casus Ballet is our new fascination. Let's just see. That means we've finished all of these finally. Yep. So now, what are we gonna go to next? I suppose the question is, yes. Do we have battle room still? We do have plenty of battle room. Okay, well, we're probably gonna win this right now. It's gonna be a close battle, but when our allies join, it's gonna stop being close. There we go. That is super, super close, but it is not over yet. So we want to put somebody new here. Go back in. Okay. All right, so because his troops are so high quality, we've been having a big problem here, and that problem is we're winning battles that are causing us to lose a lot of our levies, and we also lost that battle up there with these besiegers. What that's doing is diminishing our actual, I mean, it's not huge, but not all of our allies are actually here participating. So what we're going to do is, instead of having two separate sieges, I'm going to spend a little bit of gold that I probably can't afford, admittedly, to bring our two armies back together into a single force, so that he doesn't take advantage of the fact that we have a weak force down here in the south to attack, and that'll also make the siege take place. If we can get this siege happening faster, then the war will probably end. I think, because I don't see him being able to, like, kill anything in the bottom here. Not before we win it. We finished the control task in the Isle of Man. More of our troops are coming in from our allies, which is great. The war is not going as well as I'd hoped, but it isn't going terribly either. To see what we also still have to control, we have Suffolk up here, which isn't really directly under us. Could help our son out. I think that's what we'll do, at least for now. After the battle, we'll maybe try to get some troops and stuff. So this is the war that we're not currently participating in. Okay, what has happened here? A fireside story? Come closer, I have a story I wish to tell. My friend Lord Cuthred says, beckoning me towards the bonfire. Okay, what a story. So this is going to either give me stewardship or intrigue. And I am not stressed, so I will take whichever they give me. More intrigue. Interesting. 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 Will this complete it? Or is it not enough? It is enough. Let's put this aside. Okay, let's put this aside. This guy actually looks a little bit like my Malkavian. That's a little weird. It's just a haircut. Got a completely different face. It looks a little bit like this guy, too. All my characters look the same. No, I'm just kidding. No. Is that out? All right, so we have Languedoc has got Cathars. We're not interested in that, though. That has nothing to do with us. Let's enforce our demands. And as you can see, this happens. So we're gonna set this up here. Then we're gonna so be it. So we have seized it, and now the game thinks that we are England, because that is an imaginary kingdom. Yes, that's what I've been holding in deep secret. There is no kingdom up here. It doesn't exist. The only way we can get a kingdom for our third son is to take the crown of England and then cut the territory up using some tricks. Mostly the trick is disinheriting him and then giving him everything we want him to have and then re-inheriting him after I die. The usual trick, but you know, it's what we gotta do because this is England again. Everybody, I know you didn't know that was gonna happen. I mean, a lot of you probably did know that, but yeah, this isn't the kingdom. So we have a huge organizational task to do here, but we have recorded a 30 minutes already, and I think just to save you guys a little bit of watching me just do that organizational task, I may just... I'm looking for money from the Pope. I know it's too soon, but I'm just looking for it anyway. I may just do that between this episode and the next, and then show you the result afterwards. Stability? No, not stability for England. There is no England now. There's just me. Let's click on this. Let's slow our stuff down. Let's just look what we've got going on. We have a brief period of seeming weakness while our troops regenerate from that debacle. We are intensely over our holding limit. So I am going to start setting some things up. We're going to have to go through our prisoners. We don't have many. In fact, we have no prisoners that are even worthwhile. This guy's wounded. This guy will be worthwhile after he stops being wounded. So we will actually recruit him. He's not a zealot, right? We'll be able to change his... So we'll recruit him and send these two guys away. And with that, we're going to end this episode. Thank you for watching. We now control the majority of the region that could be called England, Wales, and Cornwall. I suppose it's England and Wales, and yeah, so most of southern Britain. And we're gonna have to reorganize it. We'll have to see next time how that turns out. Goodbye for now.